So it gives me enormous pleasure, before we get to the discussion, to present the last speaker for this afternoon, who's Kornelius Goetz, who is founder and director of the Office for Conservation Consultancy. Over to you, Kornelius, please.
Thank you very much. And yes, on 3D modeling and recording of inventory by a web app. It's a very hands-on contribution tonight, and I will guide you through this issue, who we are and what we do. The office was founded 25 years ago. We are located in Germany, and we do services for conservation clients, recording, condition survey, documentation, 3D digital twins, and HBIM. And we focus on planning conservation of heritage building and industrial sites, and sometimes we do a little bit research. Our web app development started 2012 with our client World Heritage Foundation of Upper Harz Water Management System and the Syrian Heritage Archive Project. And we introduced the GIS issues in these two projects, and we moved on 2015 with Neuschwanstein Castle, and we added to our web app an interface to bring data from the web app to other applications. In 2018, we integrated 3D digital twins. And what's next? We call it Rascal. It's a code name for the next version. It will be multilingual and HBIM including. One backbone of our development are two European standards, the 60096 and 095 on built heritage and movable heritage. The scope of these two standards are guidelines for condition survey reporting. It's constructed or built for all built cultural heritage and movables too, of course, to identify maintenance measure and provide a unified method to obtain comparative data. And one core of this is you can add to your building or to workpieces condition classes from 0, no symptoms, to major symptoms, condition class 3, and urgency classes, CC and UC. And we added these standards and for data collection into our web app. The web app is, of course, a cloud-based thing, and we run through. You log in, you choose a building, for example, a specific building. This is from World Heritage Site Veltlingen. This is the embedding of a 3D model here. You add documentation, separate parts of the building. For example, this one, again, we go into this specific part. You can walk through the model. It's like Google Street View, but inside, or you have a 3D image. You can turn and see every ground floor you want, or you go, next we go inside, floor plan. You can choose the first one, or of course, second or 3. And we go inside, and you can take some measurement. If you ask yourself, how far is the space? So you just click on, put the cursor on one floor, click again, and you see it's 5 meters, 5, 6. same for the height of the room and so on. It's easy to carry out when you're in an office and not on site. Next is in this web app, we go to a room. It's not classified up now. We give it a code number, of course. We go to the next room, and this is, we add some old pictures from the working time of this site, and we add what we call object. For example, this iron issue. Each object is a code number. We add measures, pictures before, and what we call the diagnosis. And you can, of course, add conservation template, add content, and you go to conservation. So give it your title, for example, test object. You can add some status of documentation. Of course, you need an author. These are people who change content, and visitors could not change content. And we add it to a building. Yes, our own address. You can about conservation aims, action to be undertaken, after treatment. You can add media if you want video or sounds, and you can add some PDF files. And after you have added your content, you just save it, and that's it. Next is digital twin and our history. It's interesting when you go into this example. I like to place some experts working on sites, and people who work there explaining now with virtually standing in the digital twin. They explain what they did here in former times. Or we can use digital twins and building history. For example, we go here for plan drawing. We draw from some archives. This is a floor plan we retrieve from our scanning. You can go into it, draw some 4K photography from the digital, and you can draw some, of course, from the point cloud. You can have a floor plan with inventory inside, not only the building, but inventory, always important for us. Yes, talk on analog or web app, the cloud solution. Everyone sees everything at all times, and from the beginning on, our clients watch us from the very early stage of a project. All people involved have permanent access even after end of project. Server location is Germany. Our clients asked us they don't like a server location, for example, in US. Data transfer to other programs, that means avoidance of duplication of work and transmission errors, and push button evaluation according to different criteria. Integration of GIS, I'm not talking today about it, but we heard it before in the presentations, and 3D models, and all media can be integrated. And of course, analog media methods don't allow capture with word processor, results only visible after a long time, no simple evaluation, no interfaces, and data transfer at the end of the project, only as a PDF file and or print. Clients always ask what is about long-term archiving of files, and we do it in accordance to IT recommendations of the German Archaeological Institute. Sorry, this website is very good, but it's only in German. But it's a big, really great explanation what to do, the do's and don'ts when you go for a long time archiving. If you use a web app and cloud computing, this is always a question to be discussed, of course. Hard and soft, what you need is easy and simple. For video or history, it's a smartphone may be enough. You may use better tools, but smartphone is sufficient. For 3D capture, we use Matterport. It's an American company. That you need a web browser and a web app. For example, the version we use is Drupal. It's an open source product. But next will be an homemade. It's Rascal coming soon. Allowed us for more freedom in workpiece creation and breakouts. Yeah, thanks a lot. That's a short view to our web app, and I'm open for questions, of course. Thank you.